Back in June, I said how many games until Postecoglou becomes Nottingham Forest coach? It was 3 match days. How did I predict this, you ask? Marinakis didn't just hold Gibbs White back from joining Spurs and kick Crystal Palace out of the Europa League. He actually was planning this move months ago. On July 10th, he gave Postecoglou an award for becoming the first Greek manager to win the Europa League. From that moment, it was clear to me, this move is happening because Greeks, just like Turkish people, love to put their own people in places of power. So with the Greek Union now at the helm of Nottingham Forest, what is possible for them after finishing 7th last season, and specifically after ANGE has now made his debut against Arsenal as a coach, getting battered 3-0 at the Emirates. So Postecoglou did return and immediately lost against Arsenal 3-0. And the fans were singing, "Are you Spurs in disguise?" Well, we'll find out in a bit. Right now, all I know is they sold all these players, starting from Elanga up the top for 61.4 million, all the way down to players like Emmanuel Dennis being left out without a club this season. They have sold a bunch of players, but they also brought in a bunch. Starting at the top of the ratings, Douglas Luiz, 83 million, signed from Juventus on loan with obligation to buy, I believe. Endoy coming in as the marquee signing, a lot of money spent on this Swiss winger. Dylan Bakwa joining in from the Chelsea second team Strasbourg, a very talented Frenchman. Kalimwendo, a top talent when it comes to the striking position, possibly looking for a new home. Zinchenko signing on a loan deal from Arsenal. Omari Hutchinson, a top talent joining from Ipswich Town. A lot of money spent on this youngster. James McAtee now wanting to prove he can be first team material. He didn't make it at City, but might do it at Forest. And Angus Gunn coming in as a free signing. And the final one is Nicolo Savona from Juventus. Ange has already shown that this is the formation he wants to play. He wants to have 4 at the back with 2 midfielders in the center, with Hudson-Odoi and Endoy playing down the wings, Gibbs White in a cam position, and Chris Wood, obviously, up top. So far this season, Nottingham Forest in a 15th position with just 4 points out of 4 games, having conceded 8 goals, which is pretty much the 3rd most in the league as we speak. So clearly something ain't working right yet. But there is one player I want to point out straight away, and that is Elliot Anderson, the 22-year-old English midfielder who has played for the England national team, gotten 2 Man of the Match awards in those matches that England have played, and he's looking like a solid player, a midfielder who can go ahead and get you basically an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 every single game he plays. That is so valuable in today's football. Midfielders can be so really good in one game and then basically non-existent the next. You want to have a player like this that can be consistent, a McAllister type player basically, who always gives you, let's say, at least a 7 out of 10. Oh, and by the way, even though we have 95 million to spend, I'm not going to spend it. We're going to go with the transfers that the team has made and the tactics that Postecoglou will be implementing. And as I now roll through the calendar, I'm just going to give you guys an update. Last time when I shared what is happening in my life, you guys were really interested in it. So I just want to tell you, I've been watching Kaiju number 8 lately, and bro, it's fire. I'm really enjoying it. And I will be watching Sakamoto Days, which you guys have been suggesting. So I'll give you a review on that once the time comes. To begin this journey, I obviously had to step in and play Crystal Palace. After all that has happened between these two clubs and the hatred that has been building up, I wanted to extend that hatred by beating them. Anderson was stepping up straight away for me, but I realized this formation was not working. 4-2-1-3. I wanted to get more chances in. I wanted to involve Kalimwendo in the second half, and that is exactly what we have done. Chris Wood was too slow for me. Gibbs White over to Endoy, and that is the first goal. 74 minutes in, Nottingham Forest take the lead against Crystal Palace, who might be fuming at this stage. And they got their chances, but our goalkeeper was just the better man. And Kalimwendo, great turn and an unbelievable touch, goes ahead and scores against Onana, by the way. 90th minute makes it 2-0 for Nottingham Forest, who now beat their new rivals, Crystal Palace. And Postecoglou is a happy man. The first season ends and Nottingham Forest are on the 11th position with 45 points. Obviously not that impressive. I was hoping for a top 8 finish, but This shows we still have a lot of work to do. Top scorer this season is actually Gibbs White for us, which is good to see. Calimundo comes in with 12 and 4 as Chris Wood drops to a 78 rating, brings in 12 goal contributions, but Calimundo will have to replace him from this moment onwards. So there he comes up top, and for the rest of the squad, I turned Douglas Luiz into a CDM. He turns into an 81 rated player thanks to that. He does get a downgrade. He is normally a center mid, but defensively, we need to be doing a lot better moving forward as well. I do expect Matt Sells, by the way, on FC26 to hopefully have a bit of a higher rating as well. He deserves it after those performances. But I also see that Bakwa has gone up to an 82, which means he's higher rated than Hudson-Odoi, which for me kind of tells me I probably should play him. So Ndoye, who can play on the left wing, goes over to the left. Bakwa moves over to the right. And Hudson-Odoi becomes a backup in this team. Well, Kouliarakis is Greek, and Marinakis and Postecoglou as well. So it's time to bring in a bunch more Greeks into this team, because I truly believe that is what Marinakis would love to do. 33 million spent on this one. He could be a key part for us moving forward, but he comes in at a rating of 80, and that is important because Milenkovic is on an 82, Murillo is on an 83. The backups to them though, Morato can't really compete. Kouliarakis can compete for a position, and that is what I want. I wanted to have at least 2 good center backs who can be here and help us out if we need them. So Kouliarakis comes in mainly as a competitor for the starting 11 at some point. Just 22 years old, left-footed, 6'1", jockey and aerial, and basically a natural replacement of Murillo if we can't get far enough quick enough, because this Nottingham Forest team will lose players if we don't get important steps towards the top of the league. This season, I wanted to test myself against Brighton because I felt like we need to go ahead and progress with the level of opponent. And Brighton was doing quite well this season. Joao Pedro against Matt Sells, who is stepping up for us. The old goalkeeper is still a very usable one. But in this case, 13 minutes in, we concede. And at that moment, I realized Calimundo needs to step up, and he does. This is a tough battle. This is a huge game, so watch out for what's coming now. 35 minutes in, Gibbs White, skill move, gets really lucky, and then toe punts it into the bottom left corner, just like Calimundo, and that puts us ahead. 2-1 it is. Brighton, though, decided, yeah, you're not going to get away with this. So Bahoya is on it, plays it to Ruta, Ruta to Minte, and that is a quality finish from the right winger. He actually does very well there. Ruta somehow goes past my player and blasts it into the bottom right. I don't know how the hell he just did that, but hey, it is what it is. Gibbs White, though, decides I'm just as good as Ruta, gets us back to 3-3. It is a level game, and that is how it's going to end. We're basically on the same level as Brighton is what I thought initially. All right, lads, if this was Postecoglou, he would be fired by now. He got 13th this season with 47 points, -1 on the goal difference. And with Gibbs White still performing so well and being 85 rated, this is the time where things change. On top of it, Calimundo has done really well. I'm happy with his performances, but the rest of the team needs to step up their game, and I think we need to change to a more attacking formation. We'll be switching from a 4-2-3-1 to a 4-2-1-3. A bit more of the wingers' involvement in the attack is needed. Now, lads, the time has come. It's not just Gibbs White. Milenkovic wants to start winning trophies in his career. He's 29 now. He is leaving the club as well. And now Morgan Gibbs White is leaving for 100 million. He has been sold now. Finally, he is free. And guess what all this means? Hutchinson goes into the cam position at the age of 23 now. And in the centre-back position, Kouliarakis takes over the left centre-back spot because Murillo now has a 5-star weak foot. So I'm hoping this works out for us. But I need to possibly spend some money now. Matt Sells has gotten too old now. We need a new goalkeeper. Bart Verbruggen, contract running out at Brighton. We pounced on it. He is now going to be the new goalkeeper of our team. The Dutch national goalkeeper comes to us for just 22.4 million plus Matt Sells, which is a great deal for us in my opinion. So he is rated 84. Love that. He goes straight into that starting lineup. 24 years old, 6'4". I'm pretty sure that's the right choice to make. Postecoglou wanted to face off against who? Of course, Spurs. The team that sacked him. He got them a trophy after so many years, and what did he get for it? A sacking. Jota is playing for them. Legend. I absolutely love Diogo, and I was kind of happy to play against him right here because I feel like now that FC26 is going to come out, obviously he won't be in the game anymore. But lads, here we are. We are 1-0 down so far against Tottenham, and Jota plays a great pass into Amora, and he receives it back. It is 2-0 for Tottenham. And of course, it's the main man himself. Freaking love you, pal. Rest in peace. But let's go ahead and move ahead into this moment right here. 75 minutes in. Kalimwendo has decided we are not going to be losing this game. Gets a bit lucky there. He does get us a penalty, and he's the one to take it. And I gotta tell you, you can't hit it better than that. Kalimwendo makes it 2-1 with just 14 minutes to go. And it took us a few more minutes to get to the 87th as Bakwa is through. Can he score for us? Dylan Bakwa does score. The Frenchman from Strasbourg is taking us level with Tottenham, and ANGE desperately doesn't want to lose this game, and that is exactly what he's about to achieve right here. He joins the celebrations, as you can tell, and in the 93rd minute, Kalimwendo is through, and the defender takes him out. That could have been the victory for ANGE against his former side, but they took that away with a rough tackle by Mark Gehi. I thought I was about to go ahead and get the win, and so was ANGE, but lads, that ends up being a 2-2 draw, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with the comeback right here against Tottenham. That, my friends, was a much better season despite selling two massive players. We came into that 6th position, 65 points, plus 19 on the goal difference. Not too far away from the top 4 on top of it. Marinaki should be happy, especially when he realizes that Kalimwendo is on fire for us right now, with Ndoye stepping up alongside Hutchinson, replacing Gibbs White, and Bakwa down the right is getting a bunch of goal contributions up to an 87. When we talk about ratings, we got to talk about the ratings of this entire squad. Now, whoa, what happened in the left back position? Nico Williams has been purchased by who? Hold on a second. This is big. This means I have to make a big move now. He has left us for 48 million. He's joined Manchester City. Nico Williams now on an 86 rating. They got him for way too cheap. On top of it, Dominguez, Yates, Sangare, and these lads are leaving because they have all requested a transfer. And since I do have 268 million to spend at the end of the season, I've made the decision that Postecoglou is going to go for the player that Man City decided to replace with Nico Williams. And of course, that man is Ait Nouri, coming in and joining in as the number 2 in our squad. I think Postecoglou will like this one. Ait Nouri comes in at an 85 at the age of 27 with really good play styles on him. Well, guess what, lads? We're signing yet another Greek lad into this team. A man who has done exceptionally well in the second Bundesliga, and ever since then has made his move up and up. And right now plays for Club Brugge. This is, of course, the main man himself, Christos Solis. So welcome into the team. 59 million I've spent on this guy in the January transfer window. He's coming in at a rating of 85, and that is going to be pretty decent. I wanted to bring in yet another player that can help us out. I'm going to turn McAtee into a center attacking midfield backup, just so you know, and that way we'll have Solis and Hudson-Odoi for the wings for us. Solis coming in at that 85. He's going to be a huge player off the bench. He does have 4 really decent play styles as well. Despite having rapid and quick step, he only has 83 pace, which really surprises me. And finally, Nottingham Forest is back in Champions League football. Some of you might not know, but Nottingham Forest is actually quite successful in Europe in the past. So here we are, 71 points, back into the Champions League. And you know what? FA Cup champions. I wanted to play this game, but I messed it up. I skipped right past it, but the squad won 3-0, which is all I need. Our first major trophy. The hero is Kalimwendo still, then comes Ndoye and Bakwa supporting. Douglas Luiz at the age of 31, now up to an 88. Hutchinson performing really well, up to an 87. Now we're signing backups. Eric Mattel is joining into our team, a former Bundesliga player coming in for 35 million. I need backups specifically for the CDM position, something I didn't realize. He's 83 rated, so that's going to be a great addition into our squad. And generally speaking, our bench is looking very good, doesn't it? Like, we might need, actually we do have a backup goalkeeper there in Gun. So Mathel comes in, 27 years old, 4 really good play styles, but most importantly, he's amazing at defending. and that is why I've signed him. This season, I also didn't play a game. I'll show you in a second why that happened. Nottingham Forest, 101 points. 1 loss, 5 draws. I can't remember the last time I surpassed the 100 with a team. This is absolute insanity. Well, in the FA Cup, we didn't pick up a trophy. The Carabao Cup also doesn't belong to us. So what game am I going to be playing right here, lads? Well, you know exactly what it is. 3rd in the Champions League group stages, unbeaten. In a round of 16, Bayern Munich kicked out. Quarterfinals, Sevilla 6-2. Semi-finals, Real Madrid 5-3 on aggregate. And then there we are. This was absolutely amazing. The team, well, here it is. 91, 91, 92, 90, 91, 91. Everyone above the 90 except Ole Einar, who has, I believe, dropped in his rating down to an 88. But it's good enough. Verbruggen, 90 rated, and the bench is decent. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Solis and Hudson-Odoi can definitely have an impact, and so does McAtee. Avoniyi, I don't think will have an impact. So I'm hoping that Kalimuendo does not get injured. So let's go into the stats real quick and find out, is he the one? Yes, he is. 43-6 from Kalimuendo. Endoi 24-7. Bakwa 22-13. Pretty confident when I say this. Kalimuendo could be up for the Ballon d'Or, but Bakwa, because he's higher rated and he has a bunch of assists on top of it as well, there's a good chance he does very well there. But Hutchinson 20-23 from the cam position is exceptional. Anderson 14-11. Douglas Luiz 10-5. Yeah, this team is insane. And well, so is Barcelona. Endrick, Greenwood, Martinelli, Lamine Yamal, Casado, Pedri, Antonio Silva. Yeah, that team is sick. Ruben Dish on the bench. Gavi is there. They have Ansu Fati there too. 90 rated attack, 88 rated midfield, 86 defense. Okay, we might have done really well in the Prem, but that team is going to be a problem. So, Barcelona Ultimate Difficulty, here we go. I'm actually interested in seeing how Ultimate Difficulty will be on FC 26. Most of the time when the new games come out, I tend to go and play on, like, Legendary to begin with, and then work my way up to Ultimate Difficulty. So, I'm interested in seeing how the gameplay will be there, especially now with the authentic or the online gameplay that you can select, basically. I think it was authentic and competitive, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think the authentic one is probably going to be a bit slow. I think a lot of people will want to have a lot more fun on career mode, which could lead to them to playing on the competitive one. So yeah, let me know which one you guys will be choosing in the comments down below as we run through with Kalimuendo and we don't get to shoot yet. Okay, Lamine and his boys get the first shot off. They find themselves inside. Endrick, we save it with Verbruggen. Endrick with a bit of pace. Nice dribbling on top. Endrick leaving Murillo in the dust. Mason into Martinelli. It's Verbruggen once again. I'm getting lucky. Anderson, good pass. Kalimuendo, first shot, not a goal. Hutchinson, Gibbs White, gets stopped, gets lucky, and he nearly scores. Bakwa, Hutchinson right next to him. Dilan Bakwa hits it, scores right before halftime. Nottingham Forest make it 1-0 against Barcelona. Let's take a quick look at this finish. I don't know how he got it past Araujo, but he did. Lamine, Endrick. Okay, I got a bit lucky, but then lost it instantly. Endrick is through. Endrick! What? Bro, Verbruggen is unbelievable. Hutchinson. The run is on for Dilan. Power shot, maybe? Oh, not bad at all. And it's in! No way, that just went in! Who the hell was it? It was Bakwa again! I cannot believe that just turned into a goal for Nottingham Forest, lads. Great moment for the boys. It is off of a corner kick. Let's see the replay of this goal. The whipped in corner from Anderson. Murillo loses the battle, but then Bakwa hits it off of the knee of Martinelli, I believe. It does come off one of the defenders. Yes, it does. Keeper has no chance. We are making it 2-0. Lovely. Down the right. Off we go. Here's Kalimuendo, the man to replace Chris Wood. It's 3-0. Barca had so many chances, but bottled all of them. Verbruggen is a hero as our attack is making every chance worth it. Here we go. Calimuendo is right on the line of offside. He takes another shot 83 minutes in. Boys, this has been an unbelievable game for me. I thought initially, seeing how well Barcelona was doing, that we would be struggling. But right now, as we speak, Nottingham Forest is tearing apart Barcelona. And Omari Hutchinson has been a great replacement. And I just realized, I said earlier on that Gibbs White had a chance. I sold him. What the hell am I talking about? That was Ndoye, I believe, who looks a bit similar in terms of the character in the game. So I got it mixed up there. But yeah, Omari Hutchinson replacing Gibbs White has worked. And defensively, Kouliarakis, the Greek, has pushed us up to Champions League trophy level. And lads, now let's see these boys lift that glorious title again. They've done it twice in 79 and 80, back-to-back Champions League winners. And that just made me think, maybe we should go for 2 Champions League trophies. Let's do it again. Can Nottingham Forest repeat what they have done in the past? Can we go back-to-back? And you know what? I just checked. This video should be barely above 20 minutes at this stage. So let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's make it a back-to-back. And the first Ballon d'Or goes to Calimuendo. The striker gets it despite the performance of Bakwa in the Champions League finale. He does deserve it, to be fair. Well done, lad. Let's find out who wins the second if we end up getting to another Champions League finale. Well, this season wasn't too bad either. We see Nottingham Forest at the top with just 2 losses on their record. 92 points. As we go into the FA Cup, you'll realize we lost against Liverpool. Carabao Cup, we beat Aston Villa 3-0. And now, in the Champions League, we're facing Arsenal. After beating the likes of Juventus, Lazio, and in the round of 16, it was Benfica. So an easy run-up and 3rd in the league phase initially. Once again, Calimuendo, the top performer, 49-9. Unbelievable. Bakwa, 25-3. Ndoye, 22-12. Hutchinson, 21-24. Insane. And look at Ait Nouri, 11-15 from left back is ridiculous. And well, let's see Arsenal's lineup. Rafa Leao, Openda, Saka, Ødegaard, Rice. Saliba is still there. On the bench, they have Nkunku, they have Merino, Fabio Vieira. I don't see many great substitutions there, but that midfield and attack is a very dangerous one. They will be a threat to our journey to winning it back-to-back for Nottingham again. Let's find out what we can do this time around. Ndoye with that rapid plus is unstoppable as we speak. Let's just take a shot. Oh, that's a decent shot, you know. Ooh, that's a good ball. Rafa Leao, Openda next to him. Ooh, that's a great move. But my keeper is just pure greatness right now. Verbruggen, thank you so much. Oh, I just missed that tackle big time. Elliot Anderson trying to chase him down. Rafa Leao, not offside. Okay, would have been saved anyways. What a ball from Murillo. Dude, I love those passes. They are just so special. Where is Calimuendo? Ndoye is going to have to shoot from this tight angle once again. Calimuendo wins the battle in the air. 22 minutes in, the Ballon d'Or winner makes his mark. Murillo, lovely. Bakwa is through. Here we go. Bakwa cuts in. Hits it onto the near post. Off the crossbar and out. So lucky, Arsenal. And yes, it wasn't fully over the line. I'm just double checking for myself. But yeah, unlucky. Omari Hutchinson plays a good pass. Ndoye, Anderson. Calimuendo is open. He's inside. Lovely football. Ndoye. It's another shot at the woodwork. Are you kidding? Arsenal trying now with Openda. Rafa Leao, a shot. Low driven. I see you, Rafa. Hutchinson over to Ndoye. Hutchinson was about to receive it back, but watch this. What a ball. And it should have been 2-0. How have I not scored a second goal? What a pass from Elliot Anderson. Calimuendo, the heel to heel, the pace. He gets away from Saliba. He wants to do more. He wants to have fun. It's 2-0, and he will be lifting another Champions League trophy and possibly another Ballon d'Or. And so we're putting all the trophies on top of the bus again. Treble winners, Nottingham Forest, back-to-back Champions League winner, ANGE Postecoglou. And yes, back-to-back Champions League trophies, back-to-back Ballon d'Ors. Colin Wendell, the new signing of Nottingham Forest, has turned from a backup into an absolute leader of this squad. And who knows what's going to happen with Nottingham Forest, a club with great history and a club that Marinakis will try and push into the heights of Premier League football as fast as possible. Whether it might be happening with ANGE or not is another question, but that man right there is probably excited about having joined Forest right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think Forest will achieve with Postecoglou at the helm in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Take care and peace.